Our main event is upon us. Jaime Munguia, Gonazlo Coria. Coria, a 100-to-1 underdog in some places. Munguia described this fight as a lot of risk with little to gain. But he says that next year, he has his sights set specifically on Gennady Golovkin and Jermall Charlo. But first, he has to get out of this one unscathed. Round one. Jaime Munguia in the white trunks trimmed with black and orange. Gonazlo Coria, in the black trunks trimmed with yellow. The southpaw, Coria, got his wish of this fight being at the true middleweight limit of 160 pounds.
You know, the longer this fight goes, the more damage it'll do to Munguia. And I don't mean physical damage, I mean damage to his reputation, because this is a fighter in Gonazlo Coria that he should take out. An unknown fighter, not much tape, not much to have to worry about. So he has to take care of business, just like he did in his last two fights. And that's how he continues the reputation that he earned of knocking out everybody.
Well, I think that's a good point, Sergio, and the risk that Munguia describes, to your point, isn't just the risk of the fight itself, but with every passing round, given that Janibek knocked Coria out in the second round, every additional moment is almost like a referendum on Munguia and where he stands in the eyes of the boxing public.
Like, we didn't expect Ballard to last the distance. We didn't expect Kelly to last the distance. They got stopped. You know, this is another fighter in Coria who has been stopped before. And, you know, he doesn't have the speed or the power to compete with Munguia, but he does have the size. I mean, he's surprisingly a big fighter. They match up well in height and in size, but the power is just not there.
A couple straight left hands connect there from Coria.
Coria has good, I should say good, decent speed and technique, but he's vulnerable defensively. And he has good body movement. He knows how to keep that range. But can he hurt Munguia? Once he catches him, can he actually get respect? That's the question.
Coria's most impressive win did come here in Mexico, a 12-round win over Marco Reyes back in 2019. Well, you see when these two fighters come together, just how big of a middleweight Munguia is. When he rehydrates, he is a massive 160-pounder. Final 20 seconds of a fairly quiet opening round. Coria lands another counter left hand, looks for another one over the top. A little bit of a feeling out process here for Jaime Munguia as he looks for a right hand in the closing moments of the opening round.
But all in all, it was a good round for Coria because he didn't really get hit with anything.
Round two underway. Jaime Munguia looking to close out 2022 and look towards big fights against perhaps the names that he's calling out, Gennady Golovkin and Jermall Charlo. He's got to get past Gonazlo Coria here tonight first.
Coria's a tricky fighter. He throws a left hand and he smothers right off the bat. He clinches. He doesn't let Munguia get off those body shots or those combinations. You can expect him to do that the entire, as long as his fight lasts, you know, smothering those punches.
Well, Coria said that his strategy is to counter Munguia and, in his words, not let him work because we know how strong he is. But if I can keep him at distance and disrupt the tempo of this fight, I'll have a shot.
Not let him work by clinching, and you know that's a technique that boxers use. It's not pretty, it's not exciting for the fans, but you know it is allowed in boxing, just like he did right there. He's gonna do that all night. You expect Coria to maybe even get deducted points because I expect him to have that clinch the entire fight.
Munguia said that he specifically has to watch out for head clashes in this fight, but strategically, as it gets messy on the inside already, Munguia said he needs to work straight rights down the pipe and straight right hands to the body.
Yeah, it will be smart for Munguia to follow that game plan. It's going to be hard to land a headshot on Coria, especially so early. Look, all those punches, 4 or 5 punches, missed to the upper body. But if he would have went downstairs, he would have connected with something. Not cleanly, but at least he's hitting something with impact. And looking down the resume of Munguia in 40 fights, I believe this is his first southpaw that he's ever faced. So that's another thing that he has to, be fighting.
Good counter right hand there from Munguia, and down goes Coria.
He caught Coria lunging in, and that's the problem with lunging in with punching. If you don't hide it behind a feint, you're bound to get timed.
Coria, a gigantic underdog in this fight. Long odds stacked against him here, and he has one of the best middleweights in the world on corking right hands at the end of round 2.
I would be punching in the break if I was Munguia right there. Let the referee warn you and break you guys up, but do not let Coria hang on anymore. You gotta punch at anything, just like that. Make this fight a little bit rough, make it rugged.
The first knockdown scored by Jaime Munguia. Things were quiet in the opening round, but Munguia has made some noise here in the second. Well, Jaime Munguia said that the key for him would be straight right hands, and Sergio right on cue is one that sends Coria to the canvas.
Yeah, but it was a timed right hand catching Coria coming in, lunging in. It wasn't a punch that Munguia tried to set up behind a jab. It was something that was offered by Coria, excuse me. And that's part of the flawed technique. That's where he's vulnerable, Coria is, especially with left hands.
Jaime Munguia staying busy here in Guadalajara. So looks for a big uppercut there on the inside. He's landed a couple of those already so far, has Munguia. Coria leaving himself a little bit exposed on the inside. There's another uppercut that connects from Munguia. You have to wonder how many of those he can take.
There's an opening for a left hook. Coria keeps that right hand down. There's an opening for a left hook for Munguia. Look for him to set something up around the guard.
It's a right hand that connected from Munguia a moment ago. That's more of the long-range right hand, Sergio, that Munguia is probably thinking of. It would be the key in this fight. See blood starting to stream down the face of Gonzalo Coria.
Yeah, it's hard to look good against fighters like Coria. Don't expect to land combinations. You're gonna be doing a lot of missing. So try to set up that power with solid jabs and keep your opponent from moving by hitting the middle, hitting the target, the chest, the midsection, and not concentrate on the head so early.
Right hand right along the belt line connects there from Munguia.
See, just like that, clean right hand to the chest of Coria. Those punches hurt, but he's landing something, and Munguia is going to open up combination just like that.
Munguia could just be so physically overwhelming as well. And when he gets Coria on the ropes, as we saw right there, there are going to be some big opportunities for Munguia to close the show.
Now, surprisingly, Coria's been keeping his back off the ropes. I mean, he's been close to the ropes, and he gets out of there by sneaky left hands and pivoting away. So he's doing the right thing, but there's a long way to go in this fight, and it's tough to keep a monster like Munguia off you for that long.
Munguia starting to close the distance a little bit more here. The real estate changing very quickly and not in Coria's favor. As Munguia looks to rip a left hand to the body, brings one up top that connects.
That's an arm punch that Coria's throwing with that left hand, so Munguia has no respect for it anymore. That body shot hurt Coria as well.
And it certainly did. Down goes Coria. He takes a knee.
Yep, it was a left hand to the body. You could see by the reaction of Coria's face and body, he doesn't want to be in this fight.
He's shaking his head no, and that is it. Tune-up complete for Jaime Munguia. Bring on the big names in 2023.
Easy fight, easy money, on to the next one, but here's one thing I do not want to see. I do not want to see Jaime Munguia against fighters like Coria, against fighters like Kelly or Ballard anymore. I want to see him with the big dogs and the big names in this division.
Certainly nothing left for Jaime Munguia to prove at levels like this. And, you know, all the credit to Gonzalo Coria for taking this fight. And even in 3 rounds, you see the damage that he took against Jaime Munguia.
But he didn't belong. He didn't belong in this fight. He was outmatched in every which way, and it was only a matter of time.
And we take a look at how this one ended. Sergio, it didn't take long for Munguia to close the distance and just to break Gonzalo Coria down.
And I don't really think he broke him down. I just think Coria didn't have an answer for the onslaught that was coming. You know, that body shot, of course it hurt, but it wasn't a shot that should have kept him down.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo 2 minutos 32 segundos and round número 3 with a time of 2 minutes 32 seconds in round number 3. A referee reaches the count of 10. He is the winner by way of knockout. El ganador por knockout, el invicto, Jaime Munguia.
Well, Jaime Munguia improves to 41, and oh, the tune-up is complete. And he has his eyes on the big names in 2023. We'll be back with more live from Guadalajara right after the break.